Okay, we have wrinkled. Wrinkled his skin. We squinched his face. Frown. A frown is an upside down smile. You frown when you're sad. Yanked. When you yank something, you pull it hard. So the children yanked at the toy. Drag. Something when you make it go around across a surface. Like you drag the suitcase. Mumbled is when you say something under your breath and no one can really hear it. So she mumbled the words in the story. Nearby is when you're close to something. The dog is nearby the girl. Excuses is when you make up things to tell something that you didn't say, to make them think you didn't do it. Excuses. He had lots of excuses for how the vase got broken. Hesitant means you don't really know if you want to do something, so you just kind of hesitate. You're hesitant. You do something slowly because you're not sure about it. So he's hesitant to try the salad. Okay, so yesterday we talked about the theme of the story, and we decided that Pepita, she was trying to figure out what to do with that bully during the whole story, and we thought the author might be trying to tell us a lesson on how if we treat people kindly, they'll be our friends. If we don't treat them kindly, they won't be our friends. Okay, today we're going to talk about retelling. And you did this in first grade. When you retell it, you describe what happens in a story in the order it happened. So you say first, and then next, and then when you get to the end, you say last. Kind of like the time words we used yesterday in our writing, isn't it? But sometimes we use my fingers, and I go first this happened, then this happened, then this happened, then this happened, and last this happened. Okay? So we use those time words to show us the order. And we've been doing, in our homework, a lot of times, sequencing the stories, putting what happened in the story in order. And we're going to do that today with Pepita and the bully. But I also, when I tell you to retell something, you use your own words, you use details, and you use words and pictures. So you can retell the story by going through the book without reading it. So we're going to do that right now. You read the story last night, hopefully, at home. We read it in class yesterday. So now we're going to retell the story without reading the story. We're going to say what happened in the story. We're going to retell it. So, who would like to tell me what first happened? Okay, what happened first in this page? Kate. Huh? It doesn't start with her going to school. Let me read the first page. Right. She got off the bus and what? And waved goodbye to the bus driver. And went to her mom and said, 3 days of school are enough. Very good. She didn't tell her about the bully yet. Or that's many pages. So, at first, put one finger. I put my thumb up. First, Pepita got off the bus and ran and told her mom that 3 days was enough. That's what happened first, right? Okay, then she thought about what she liked at school. Okay? Oh, she's still thinking about what happened at school. So let's do that as our second finger. Put 2 fingers up. So first she got off the bus and ran to her mom and said, no, 3 days is enough. Then the next, she started thinking about all the days of school, right? She started thinking about all the bad things that happened at school. Okay? What happened at school? Tell me one thing that happened at school. Heather. What did Babette do? What was the first thing Babette did? Right. So we're still on number 2. So she's thinking about what Babette did. She didn't like her name. What else? Xavier? Yep, she didn't like her hair, and she also said what? Okay, we're still on 2. First one, she gets off the bus and runs to her mom and says 3 days is enough. The second thing is she's thinking about all the things Babette did. She said her dog has fleas, she didn't like her hair, and she didn't like her name. So that's the next thing that happened in her story. Okay? Oh, today was even the worst. Babette yanked. Oh, we already talked about how she didn't like her hair. Okay. So we said that. 3 days was enough. Now, number 3. Put up 3 fingers. Who did she go see? What was next? Who did she go see, Grant? Okay. Who did she go see, Emma? Mrs. Green, digging in her garden. And what did she ask Mrs. Green? What did she ask about, Xavier? Right. Do you think my name is funny? Okay, point to your number 1 finger right there. Okay, she got off the bus. She got off the bus and told her mom 3 days is enough. Point to number 2. This is what happens next. She thinks about all the mean things Babette did. She said her name was bad. She said her dog has fleas and she didn't like her hair. Okay, we move to number 3. She talks to Miss Green and asks her what she thinks about her name, and she liked it. Okay, next. Looking at the pictures and words to help us. What's number 4? Now we're at 4. We got 4 fingers up. What happens next, Blaze?
When she asked the mailman if her dog can speak Spanish.
Yes, she asked the mailman if her dog could speak Spanish, and he thought yes. That's number 4. Okay, now we're on number 5. Put up your fine. Then, what does she do? These are pictures and words to help you. Then what did she do, Sydney?
She asked
Mrs. Becker.
if her hair was good.
Then she asked Mrs. Becker about her hair, if she thought her braids looked like raggedy ropes. And she said, no, I don't think so. Okay, then next, we're on number 6. We're on number 6. What happened next? What happened next, Emma? She talks to her family about what she should do with the bully. That's right. What did her dad say? What did her dad say, Chase? To be kind. He said, she pulls your hair, tell teacher. But if she's just being mean, just be kind back. So that's number 6. She talks to her family, and her dad says to be kind, and her brother says, what did her brother say? What did her brother say, Wyatt? Don't fight. Okay, that's number 6. Now let's go to number 7. Number 7. Okay, now, what did she do? What happened next? What happened next? She hasn't gone back to school yet. Isaiah, what happened next? She tossed and turned in her bed and talked to her stuffed animal, Dora. Okay? And then 8. What happens next? What happens next? Remember next? What happens next, Cooper? What did she do here? Lily, help him out. What did she do here? What is she doing here? Is it still nighttime? No, what is she doing? Huh? Doing her hair. She's getting ready to go to school. And she's telling her mom, I don't want to go. But her mom says it's important. You need to go. So that's number 8. Now we're at 9. Put 9 fingers up. It's a long story to retell. 9. 9. Okay, now she's at school. What happens here? What happens on number 9? Kate.
One of her friends asked her if she wants to play hopscotch, but then she sees Babette and she doesn't really like.
Okay, so a friend asked her to play, but she says Babette, and she gives the other friend a wave and goes and sits on a bench, right? She goes and sits on a bench. Then number 10, what happens? 10, what happens, Heather? Right, Babette is mean to her. Now, is Pepita nice or mean to Babette at first? No, she's mean. That's number 10. Babette's mean to Pepita, then Pepita's mean to Babette. And then number 11, she realizes what? Number 11, what does she realize, Emma? That's not nice, and she decides to be nice, right? But be honest. And then number 12, what's the very last thing? What's the very last thing that happens, Emsley? They become friends and they go play. Very good. So 12 things that we retold in this story. Very good. So now what I'm going to have you do, since we retold on our fingers and I showed you how to retell, and we use words like next, then, after, and last they became friends, I'm going to have you sequence these and retell it here. So you're going to put these in order that they happen. Number 1 is the first. Number 6 is the last. When you're done, I'm going to have you come show it to me. Actually, before you glue it, I want you to raise your hand. So don't glue it down. Just put them in order. Then we're going to talk about it, okay? Then I'm going to give you a partner, and you're going to retell the story with this helping you. This will help you retell the story. Okay, you can add to it, but it will help you retell the story to your friend. Okay.